nice to me with it. Then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it, and what's it seems weird and scary to me. It'll happen to you.
Well, hello, and welcome to the What I'm With podcast. I'm Tim. This is my brother Dave, who is confounded as to why I am dressed thusly.
Correct. Confounded am I.
I shall provide you an answer immediately.
Huzzah.
As we film, we are approaching the season known as Halloween.
This is true.
Or the holiday known as Halloween. We're maybe a week and a half away. As this airs, it's probably going to be a little after Halloween.
Yeah, this is probably pushing Thanksgiving. Close.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But Halloween is a thing that does happen. I don't dress up.
No.
We were not allowed to dress up as kids. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
But this is as close as I'm going to get to dressed up as possible. I forgot to put my cool guy sunglasses on.
Oh.
But I'm not going to leave them on. Yeah. Very 80s, right?
Because, yeah, you have a bright future.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Halloween today.
Okay.
And I have notes, so let's go ahead and get started. I mentioned before, growing up, we did not celebrate Halloween.
No.
We are the children of 90s Christians.
We are. This has come up a few times.
It is.
The most Christian.
The most Christian a parent could possibly be.
Yes.
I had 80s and 90s Christian parents. Well, that's the most Christian you can ever get of the Christian.
So, no Halloween.
No.
Didn't
Harvest
happen.
festivals.
We'll get there.
Oh,
yes, we
all
did
right.
have those. We went to private school when we were young.
Yeah.
So, no Halloween celebration there either. It was a Christian private school.
Yes, it was.
So,
Which I was actually maybe a half mile from last week. Just random.
yeah,
I don't get out that way often. I was like, oh, that's
yeah. The area's changed a lot.
It has.
It used to be just a nice, like, 2-lane highway. Now it's, you got the whole, what do they call those things? Clover intersection. Like, there's so much. Anyway, whatever. It's
we digress.
Very overdeveloped now.
Yes.
But, we did not have Halloween at our school. We had, I think it was called the Fall Festival. It's
probably fall. It may have been Harvest. I get them mixed up because they're kind of interchangeable.
They are. But I have a few distinct memories of the Fall Festival.
Okay.
First one is, it was the first year I remember, we as the students in the school had to assemble and then later enjoy a box maze.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do, yeah.
So up on the Jumbotron, you'll see, I already found images.
Oh, cool.
You take cardboard boxes, the bigger the better.
Which were rarer back then.
Yes.
Because you did not have Amazon.
No, so you had to go to Sears, to Ward's, to Heckinger's, wherever, and get boxes.
Yep.
So you take all the boxes, you tape them all together, and essentially you're making tunnels
that
the
children crawl through and have a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was distinct memory number one. Distinct memory number two is actually more of a question.
Okay.
I don't remember being allowed to dress up in costumes. I don't know if it was just we weren't allowed or the entire school did not allow costumes.
I guarantee you we did not. I'm pretty sure no one did.
So I have an anecdote for this.
Okay.
One time, this is in 4th grade, I was wearing my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles t-shirt. I was so proud of this t-shirt.
Sure.
Thrilled. Favorite show.
Yeah.
Favorite characters
Yeah.
at that time.
We lived in peak turtle time.
I'm in the bathroom washing my hands. One of the teachers comes in and he says, "Tim, that shirt is sinful. You should turn it inside out or take it off."
Huh.
I was a child.
And not his child.
He was a man.
Yeah.
And it hurt my feelings.
I'm sure.
I still get a little hurt thinking about it because it's one of the... Okay, at the time, at this school, I had finally got a pair of Nikes because we got Payless shoes.
We always got Payless shoes, yeah.
But 1 year...
Because that's the sensible thing for parents to do.
Absolutely.
I 100% agree with the decision now. Now that I'm raising children.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I finally got Nikes, but at that point, Nike Air was the thing.
Yeah.
So I had taken a Sharpie and written Air. This is how much we were product placed in commercials and pop culture is you got to have the thing. So same deal with the Turtles. I wanted it. We didn't always get the thing.
Right.
We had very sensible parents, which I appreciate now as an adult. It has taught me the value of waiting and being grateful with what you have.
Right.
All these great things. But yes, that was memory 2 was costumes, and I guess we're just saying probably not.
Probably not. Now, do you remember the giant parachute thing?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. So for I can explain or you can explain.
So you gather in a circle around a I guess it was silk or silk-like fabric, very very colorful. Everyone lifts up and then pulls down, and like you can run, 1 or 2 kids could run into the middle while it's coming down, and yeah, it was just low effort fun.
Yeah, so, and the reason for this, this was in the gymnasium, which was also like a multi-purpose room. If it was raining, we could not have recess outside in the playground, so recess indoors was the parachute game.
Yeah.
And then we had board games and other things, so they would rotate kids.
Also did have, in one of my classes, we did have the Oregon Trail. I don't know if you ever did.
I never suffered dysentery.
You never died of dysentery from trading bacon for something?
No, I do remember the computer room.
I got to skip recess to play Oregon Trail one day. It was like the best day ever.
Okay.
But that has something to do with the holiday. It's just an anecdote from the school.
We're diverting. But the last thing I remember, driving home from Fall Festival, if you remember, from the school to our house, was all neighborhoods. Yes. Essentially.
Yep.
We were going through a neighborhood.
You do all back roads to Route 1.
Kids trick-or-treating. And I remember seeing a kid in an Ewok costume, which we'll put up here because I found the image of it. And just, at this point, Return of the Jedi has been out for like a year or 2, 3, I don't know, something like that.
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and huge hit.
Yeah.
Wanting to, you see the kids getting the candy, you see them dressed up, having fun, you want to do the trick-or-treating.
Sure.
It's not happening, you see that, and it's just, knife to the chest.
Right.
So, whatever.
That's fine now.
That said, years go by. I don't know if you remember the year we were first allowed to go trick-or-treating.
I don't remember with great precision. I do remember doing it, but I don't remember exactly which year it was.
It was much later in life because I was questionable at my age of being a trick-or-treater. I was at least 13.
Right.
Maybe even pushing 15.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know, but we had some neighborhood friends at this time, and they're like, Tim, Dave, you got to go trick-or-treating with us. Come on, please, you never go. So our parents finally relented and let us go. Didn't have costumes.
No.
I remember what I wore. Do you remember what you wore?
No.
Okay, all I had was a camouflage t-shirt. So
you were Army guy.
I was Army guy. Yeah, camouflage t-shirt, clearly. Toy gun.
Yeah. I can't imagine that I would have had anything above and beyond that.
I remember how shoddy the costume was. An elderly lady who was giving out candy was really kind of commenting on my low effort costume. Yeah, and we didn't have pumpkin pails or anything.
I'm sure we had like
pillowcases. We had pillowcases. Yeah. That's.
Do you remember what I dressed up as? Because I don't.
I don't. That's why I asked you, because I just remember thinking, what am I going to wear? And I've got a camo t-shirt. I've got a toy gun.
Right.
Done.
Yeah. Two things make costume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're on the Halloween theme.
Okay.
The last thing I have before moving on to something else is Halloween movies that played on television that we weren't allowed to watch and snuck anyway. Ooh. This happened intermittently throughout our lives. So, for whatever reason, networks that air where children have access to them in the daytime, on the weekends, will just show a horror movie.
Yeah. It'll be edited down in like gore and language, but will still be terrifying.
Yeah. I have 2 distinct memories of 2 films that scarred me for life.
Okay. Is one of them Nightmare on Elm Street?
Specifically Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
4, okay.
Do you know anything about Nightmare on Elm Street 4?
No.
Okay. The scene that I turned the television on to is... we're going to roll the clip. We may have to be careful in how we show it because it was age restricted.
Yeah.
Just because it's a little scary.
Okay.
Freddy is sitting in a diner, talking to a young lady, orders a pizza. Pizza comes to the table. He's very excited to eat. The toppings are people. And they're all screaming, no, 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 don't eat me. Except in a much more scary way. And I'm 12? Seeing this, maybe younger, but it's just... staring at the screen like, oh my god,
what is happening?
It was horrible. So that's just in my head. Never seen the entire film, but I've seen that part, and I saw it again today. in preparation for filming. The other one is the remake, the 1988, I believe, version of The Blob.
The Blob. I remember seeing that with you.
We watched that together, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
It just consumes all things.
Yeah, so what I remember, I have footage. I don't know. I didn't watch all of it. It was the trailer, actually, but I just remember distinctly seeing people within the pink goo of the Blob, and they look very unhappy.
It's not where they want to be.
No. You really don't. Are they alive? Are they dead? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a thing that happened to me and to you.
Yeah. Way too young.
Way too young. I'm sure there were more instances. Those are the two that I can recall.
Okay.
So, we're going to move on now, because I've never been a fan of Halloween.
No.
I haven't minded taking my daughter trick-or-treating, letting her dress up. It's fun. I'm a 2020 or 10s Christian.
Right.
Okay, have a little fun. Who cares, right? But me personally, just never been terribly into the holiday. I'm not a big scary movie fan. I've seen some. There are some that are really good, actually. But I do want to talk about 3 films real quick that I'm going to call my Halloween trilogy. They're movies that once the air starts to get a little cool and it's just the mood of the spooky season, they're movies I want to watch.
Okay.
So we'll just run through them real quick.
Oh, boy.
Number 1.
Scream. Classic.
Scream.
Yeah, absolutely. Modern classic.
Okay. This is...
Mom and Dad are going to be so bad.
It's so great. This is a horror movie about horror movies. Yeah. It might be the first time I ever experienced what we call meta. You knew. He knew. Of course he knew. So, they talk about things like the rules of a scary movie, things you can and can't do. Don't say, I'll be right back. You're going to see that up on the... I have that clip. Yeah. But it's great. It's actually a great movie for a scary movie. It is.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of the breakout role for Matthew Lillard. I don't know that he did much before that.
Before he surgically attached himself to Freddie Prinze Jr. and was in every movie
for a while, disappeared, and then had a comeback. I think recently with wasn't he Five Nights at Freddy's or
maybe
he does one of those things. That he's come back in recent years.
And then he did the excellent SLC Punk.
Yes,
which I have not seen in a long time.
I wonder how that holds up. I'm worried.
I worry about that too. But anyway, it's a great movie. It's scary, it's funny, and it is 90s in a bubble.
Yeah, and it launched a franchise that's still going to this day. They're still making movies.
It is somehow still going. So this is a strong recommendation. In fact, obviously all 3 movies I'm going to put up here are strong recommendations.
I agree with Tim.
Yeah, thank you, Dave.
No problem.
The next movie I want to bring out. Have you ever seen this?
It's been a long time. Yes, I have. I don't think I've seen it since... So I'm going to date how long ago I saw this. I saw this in Dave and Brian's parents' basement.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
like that, and I think Flatliners. I think I watched both of those.
Ice?
Yeah, Ice. Yeah.
So Lost Boys, actually, so you saw this before me then. I saw it sometime in the early 2000s.
Okay. On
television. And I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not... Well, I know how I didn't see it. It was a scary movie about vampires in the 80s. Nope, not happening. I love this movie. It's
good. I haven't watched it in years, but I remember it fondly. I'll borrow it.
Afterwards. But it's very... I would say the horror element is very minimal. It's really... it's kids move to this new town. It very much captures the 80s... punk vibe. You see in the opening scenes, you'll see just all these downtrodden folks, and you'll see things like missing children everywhere. You find out that this little California coast town is the murder capital of the world.
Right, yeah.
Why?
Because it's not Sheboygan, Wisconsin. That's why.
Right. But we have the Coreys, Haim and Feldman, thank you. Both in this. Feldman he and his brother work at a comic store, so that's great
just
for
glom
us.
onto all that immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, this...
If movie was made for us.
If we were allowed to have seen it as kids, this would have been...
It would have checked every box.
Yeah. And, the opening song is great. Thou shalt not kill. Anyway, sorry for the singing. A young Kiefer Sutherland playing the main bad guy.
For the vampire leader, yep.
And delivers a fantastic performance. In fact, you'll probably see a lot of people it's like, oh, that's that lady from Twisters.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton's soon-to-be wife, then...
Helen Hunt?
Not Helen Hunt, no, the lady he was with before
right.
linking back up. She plays the girl in that. Yeah, a few other folks here and there you may recognize. The dad from Gilmore Girls, as he's young, over your head. But
my wife wasn't into it, so I didn't watch it.
I've seen the whole.
Your wife's
thing,
into it, so you watched it.
Yep. But he's in that very young, so you'll see a lot of it's that guy from that thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a great movie. A lot like Karate Kid in the sense where the fish out of water, new town, finding trouble,
right? But the trouble turns out to be
vampires instead of karate. But it's great, and if you like 80s culture, 80s anything, it's going to be right up your alley. The last one, and I believe you will agree with me, the best one.
Well, it's got to be Army of Darkness then. Okay then.
Moving on.
No comment. It's perfection.
Yeah, you talk. Let me rest my voice.
Sure. I actually just rewatched Army of Darkness maybe 2 weeks ago. I was just feeling it again. It started getting a little cold out, and it was on Amazon, and I watched it. It is just so. It is the third movie in the Evil Dead trilogy.
Yes.
So Evil Dead, kind of a schlocky horror movie. Evil Dead 2, basically a reboot of Evil Dead 1, but funny, fantastic, quotable. And then this is like, okay, let's lean into the comedy even more. We're not going to completely abandon the horror elements, but it's not a scary movie.
No, it is a comedy.
It's hilarious. Bruce Campbell, it's amazing. Sam Raimi, of course, puts Bruce in so many of his movies. Also, the car is in, I think, every Sam Raimi movie. It's his actual car. The stuff in the trunk of the car is, that's not, like, that was just what was in the trunk of Sam's car. Like, that's not...
Really?
So, and they kept it the same. So it's I've done some reading on this because I'm a huge fan of Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2.
I knew you liked it more than me and would know more about
it. I absolutely love it. So quotable. Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Yeah.
So
listen up, you primitive screwheads.
Yeah.
My name is Ash, and this is my boomstick.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Love that movie so much.
And just
I'm bad.
You're good, Ash. So many great moments, and just not being able to say Klaatu Verata Necto. Necto! All right, I said it. Fantastic. I could gush about that movie for hours. And it's short. It's not. I don't even think it's 90 minutes long. I think it's like 84.
It's a tight.
Yeah, it's a tight 84.
Tight 72 minutes.
Exactly. That's 56 minutes you'll ever see. So nothing but positive things to say. It's one of my all-time favorites.
Absolutely.
I don't know where I would put it on my all-time favorites because it's hard to pick with. There's so many good movies, but
it's like once you get past the Indiana Joneses and the Back to the Futures and
Aliens.
There's so many, but it's definitely in the top 50 for sure.
Yes,
it's probably
and that's a list of high honor.
Yeah,
there's a lot of great content out there, especially from that era.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add about this is having never seen Evil Dead 1 or 2 as a kid.
Yeah.
A very popular program was Entertainment Tonight, so they would talk about what's going on in like Hollywood, new movies, new shows coming out. There was a behind the scenes of this. So I remember seeing like the stuntmen jumping off of the castles.
Do you remember that we saw how they did the arrows?
Yeah.
They pulled the two wires and the arrows traveled on the two wires.
And just be like, cool. Mom, can I see this movie? No! Because to me, it's like it's this medieval knight thing, but I guess...
Right.
That's not Christian. It's simply not Christian.
Parents knew that.
Parents knew about the Necronomicon.
It's Evil Dead 3, technically. So, new.
Evil Dead for kids.
Yeah, but if you... I know we first saw it edited for television, and that was the way to see it back then. And I would say, if you saw that, it's probably a hard PG to a soft PG-13. There's not a lot in there.
There's not a lot in it. And even the theatrical run, it's a light R.
Yeah, the gore is over the top, like blood out of a fire hose. Like it's
very cartoony.
It's very fake, very goofy. So, okay, this wraps up this portion of the Halloween theme, but now we have a game to play.
I notice a board.
There is a board that you helped construct.
I did indeed.
So we are... Oh, I'm sorry, I have to backtrack. We'll drop these in here, but when I was talking about us as kids, I wanted to know if we ever dressed up. I couldn't find any pictures of us dressed up, but I found this. And we'll put these pictures up so that's
Four
that.
Fools rooting for Washington.
And then this is us, I guess, doing Monster Face. I don't know. I found an old photo album.
Yeah.
We're going to get some more pictures uploaded to use. But anyway.
Okay.
We're going to go through my big screen blind spots. Do we have an intro, Dave? Perfect. So the theme is scary movies.
Okay.
If this is your first time ever seeing this, we have 5 categories. They are... I have seen this movie in the theater. I watch this movie regularly. I have never seen this movie. I saw it shockingly late in life.
There was enough room for shockingly. I could have done shockingly or late in life. Anyway.
And then
enough of your criticism.
Right, and then contrary to popular opinion,
Right.
I think
It's
this movie
overrated,
is
underrated,
or
yeah.
I like it, or I don't like it, or whatever. Yeah. I'm going to present to you the films in alphabetical order, and then let you decide what to do.
Okay.
The first one being 2000-something's remake of The Crazies.
Huh. Okay.
We'll talk about the movies afterwards.
Yeah, I've never seen this one.
Okay.
Okay.
That's your first choice.
Yeah.
Your second, 1931's classic,
Frankenstein.
Yes, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah. Okay.
Your
I have seen that, but once.
Your third film, Friday the 13th, the original.
Okay. Yep.
Now, this may seem controversial, but I found it on a list of scary movies.
Winnie the Pooh. Oh, Jaws.
Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, Jaws.
I was terrified of Lumps and Woozles. To me, it was a scary movie.
Yes. Yeah. And your final selection,
Scream 3.
Scream 3. Ooh. So I'm going to hand these over to you.
Okay.
And what Dave has to do, ladies and gentlemen, is place on the board what he thinks goes under each category, which film goes under each category, and if he guesses them, did we decide for this, do we have to get it, you have to get all 5 to get a point?
We did, when we played originally, we did 3 out of 5 for a point, and 5 out of 5 for a bonus point.
Shall we keep that? I guess I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that format.
Let's keep it.
Yeah. So I have to get 3 right to get a point, and if I get all 5, I get a second point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For me, unless you saw a retro, these two seem to be the options for theater, either The Crazies or Scream 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, you would have to see these in some sort of, like, throwback, like, oh, we're playing something from the golden age of cinema!
Right.
I'm gonna go with Scream 3 for the theater. Alright. Regularly has to be Jaws. I can't imagine another regular view out of these for you.
Mm-hmm. My poker face. My poker face.
Alright. I'm gonna go... you think that's...
the 13th.
Overrated. Contrary to public opinion. You go never for the Crazies. And Frankenstein. I'm confident with that. I think I have at least 4. Oh no, it would have to be 3. Yeah, you can never get 4.
How confident are you? You said very confident.
I'm very confident.
You have no points.
Really?
No points. 0 points.
Wow.
Yeah. You got 2 correct.
Okay, which 2 did I get right?
Frankenstein. Saw it late last year, early this year.
Okay.
And Jaws.
And then these 3 I just got completely... So what, Crazies was in theater?
I saw Crazies in the theater.
You've never seen Friday the 13th?
Never seen Friday the 13th.
And then you think Scream 3 is underrated?
I think it's underrated. Yeah, so it's rotten for both audience and critics. But I really like it. It kind of closes out Sydney's story, even though they bring her back in the next one.
Right.
But yeah, it kind of goes back to the original premise of her mother, and her mother kind of being what kicked off the whole thing in the original film of creating these psychopaths, because her mother was cheating on the father of one of the killers.
Right, I saw this one. Yeah, I saw Screams 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only saw 1 and 2, or 2 and 3 once. I saw 1 several times.
Yeah, one is the best. It's the only one you need to watch.
Yeah.
But they're all entertaining.
So when did you see Crazies in theater, and why?
So, because this was sometime in the early year or 2 of my daughter being born, and it was just like taking turns. The wife and I got to get out of the house. Just got to do something. Just be something.
Yeah.
So I was like, It was like February or January that this came out, and there was nothing in the theater except this, and it was
I just thought,
Red Letter Media.
Red Letter Media's January thing. Yeah.
It's January!
And I was like, well, it stars Timothy Oliphant. I like him.
Oh, he's in that. Okay, yeah. That would have been enough for me to see.
Yeah, so
like him.
Crazies, yeah, it's essentially kind of like a zombie movie type premise. It's sheriff in a small town.
Okay.
All of a sudden, people start acting very strange, and then going completely crazy, almost zombie-like, and kind of murdering his way through to save whoever it is that he can save. Obviously, Jaws.
Jaws is a classic. Everyone
love this movie so much.
Yeah,
it's
fantastic.
Yeah, Spielberg. It's almost like he started at his peak, even though he's had arguably better movies after than this. When I go back and watch this one, it's just such a masterpiece.
And again, it's proof that when a filmmaker has difficulties on set, that can make the movie better.
Yeah.
And the puppet for what are they named? Bruce, I think, the puppet for the shark, wasn't functioning properly, so they didn't get to show it as much. That upped the horror. Yeah. Because you're like, okay, what is it? I can't see it. Where is it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So,
it does stuff with the brain.
Yeah.
Obviously, the original Frankenstein is a classic. It's in the culture, so I was aware of most of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this movie was so well done. I mean, 1930, so almost 100 years old.
Wow.
When you think about it.
Gosh.
Isn't that wild?
That's wild.
But I just go back and watch it. And then, of course, like the I guess the main scene, the tragic scene, is when he goes and plays with the girl next to the water. He doesn't have the intention of killing her, but it happens. It happens off screen. But it's tragic and beautiful in a way.
Yeah,
like
I mean, he's as innocent as a child. He's just giant and strong and ignorant and
So just fantastic movie. And then never seen the original Friday the 13th. All I to talk about Red Letter Media again. Yeah. When they did their review series, they went through this series. Yeah. That's all I know about it.
Yeah, I don't know that I've watched any of them.
I don't think I've seen a single one. Honestly, maybe scenes.
Yeah, scenes. But I mean, again, horror wasn't really our genre.
Nope.
We have that in common, as many of the things we have in common.
Yep.
Darn. No points for me.
No points, but
I got some in Super Nintendo, though, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I still have some points.
Which is good, because as we're filming, I have yet to receive any points, so you're still ahead.
Woohoo! All I have to do is not have a game. I win season 2.
Wait a second, that's not the arrangement. Did we have a contract?
No. The pen has not touched paper.
Well, congratulations on winning the trophy. Nope, not until the end of the season, brother.
All right,
well, that's all I've got, unless you have anything else to add.
No. I mean, if you haven't watched Jaws, you're an idiot, and you should watch Jaws. I mean, come on.
Harsh words.
An idiot. An actual idiot.
I would never call you an idiot.
He'd call you an idiot when the cameras aren't rolling.
I would never call you an idiot when the cameras are rolling. So thanks for watching. This has been our Halloween-themed episode. Be sure to check out our other shows. We've mentioned this before.
Yeah, we've got shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Yes.
We've got the Fun Size Show.
Yep, where we kind of recap what we've talked about in the main show. Anything we might have missed, we discussed there.
And then, of course, on Taco Tuesday...
Tuesday, Tim Out Arcade. I play retro games. Thought fun.
And then on Thursdays, Babbling On About 5, where I babble on about Babylon 5. That's fun to say.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So, thanks for watching. Hit the like. Share it out.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you haven't subscribed.
Yep.
Tell your friends.
Welcome, Rumble viewers.
Oh, yeah. Hey. Welcome, Rumble.
Guys.
All right.
Cool.
Catch you later.
Later.